Alright guys, what's going on? Spark here, and we're going to go through the deck analysis of Exalted Darkness. Now, I already have the deck built because I've already unlocked all the cards, but to keep in our previous fashion, we're going to go through and add as many of these as I can, remove them one by one, and explain why and whatnot throughout the entire thing. So, here's the problem when we get down to the lower things. When we get down to 60 cards, there's 20 lands and 5 additional lands. So I'm okay with playing 25. Schedule of Distinction. Very rarely do I see more than 5 lands in the deck. So Sigil just does not make the cut. Now we unlocked one of these guys, and I figured one of the Duty Bound Dead doesn't need to be in there. That 5/1 drop creatures is more than enough. These guys are a lot of fun, but they don't have Exalted, so they don't really help themselves. And I took out these guys because specifically because we unlock 2 more of these and another one of these, which is just, they're really strong cards. I mean, they're really good. So, you know, you just can't have 100,000 2-drops in the deck. I also took these out because your main deck problems are going to be Liliana and the Mirror, and that very rarely helps you in either situation. So it just doesn't belong in there, I don't feel like. Same thing with Pacifism. Mark of Asylum, obviously not. Prevents all non-combat damage that would be dealt to creatures you control. It's good against Chandra, but that's about it. So if people are running Chandra, I mean, your deck's good against Chandra anyway, but if you're really having a problem with Chandra, bring in Mark of Asylum. Maili just isn't a good combat trick. And the 2 pacifisms, I mean, we play so much removal, it's just more than enough. You know, you don't need it. So let's get back down to here. Let's bring in the rest of the cards, actually. Alright, so let's get back down here, where we were, and talk about what's going on. So, you know, these guys are really strong. That's where we were. This one is Proc Black Exalted. This one is Proc White Exalted. You don't have a lot of black specific creatures. I take a lot of mine out just because I don't like them. And the ring just doesn't help you, I don't feel like. I take out 1 Spirit Mantle, and a lot of people are going to be upset about this, but you play 2 Whisper Silk Cloaks way over at the other end of the 3 cost. And I feel like 4 is more than enough. If something can beat through your Spirit Mantle, then, you know, obviously another one probably wouldn't help you. The Dagger Claw Imps are just 3/1 flyings for 3. They're not bad, but they're not good. They're not, you know, this deck's quality. These, absolutely not. Under any circumstances, never. They have Exalted, but that's about it. Now again, we have 100,000 removal spells, and this is both black and white, so it doesn't help you in the mirror, and activated abilities can still be played, and it only is 1 life per turn, so I took it out. I didn't like it. Royal Assassin is actually relatively good in the format, just because he is Royal Assassin. I mean, he's just really strong in the seal type thing because they can attack. It's really strong against the mirror, and I actually had him out before, but I think I'm going to leave him in now. The Servant of Neferox, 3 mana for a 3/1 Exalted. They die too easily. That's just my problem with them. You know, you need to... Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's late, and I've been rock climbing all day, so Um, but you want to keep the curve going so that it peaks at 2, goes down at 3, and cuts at 4. And, they're the 3 costs that just does not make the cut, because you have 3 unmakes that are very solid, 2 vindicates, and 2 whisper silk cloaks, and they're all just way too good to cut. So unfortunately, that's the 3 cost that needs to get cut. Exalted Haste is fun, but for 4 mana for a 3/3, it's just not worth it in my book. No Mercy is actually a really cool card. Whenever a creature deals damage to you, destroy it. It's good early on. However, there are just so many aggro decks that are just going to burn through it, and there are just so many decks that are just okay with losing 1 creature at a time. So it doesn't make the cut. Silent Arbiter is your single-handedly best creature ever. You should love him, squeeze him, never leave him, because he is your best friend. He rocks Audric's deck, he rocks the goblins, for the most part. He wrecks... he can wreck a Johnny. He can wreck the mirror. No, he doesn't help. He doesn't hurt the mirror. He doesn't help the mirror. He doesn't do anything with the mirror. He's just another creature. That's a big ass. But, he's a lot of fun. Battle Grace Angels, gonna stay in there just because of the life gain. And then I take out these 3 cards here, simply because it's really good, but it's 7 mana, and I can tell you from personal experience that you should win before you have 7 mana, because you get your 7th mana on turn 14. Obviously, if this comes out, you're probably going to win the game, because it's either graveyard, and it's really good, but again, I would rather my curve stop at 5 and have no 6 cost at all, and it just smooths things out a whole lot more. I realize that we're playing 5 and we're only playing 4 4-drops, but the 4-drops in this deck are just really shitty, so we have to get rid of 2 more cards. Before that was the Royal Assassin and the Seize. I wish Seize was better, but it's actually a really fun combat trick. It's really solid. It's not good enough. But one more card is all we need, and the Knight of Glory is an absolute must, because it's pretty much your only way to survive Liliana. Not to mention, he's really solid against the mirror. But we should get rid of a 3 cost. It's just the 3 cost is really hard to decide what to get rid of, because you can't get rid of Mortify. Mortify is just way too good. Royal Assassin is strong, but he might be the one that gets cut, because he is double black, and actually nothing in our deck is double black. And it's made that way specifically, or I was designing it that way specifically, because I never see mana. So the only things that are double black are up here, and they can be black or white. But for some reason, the magic gods decide that 11/9 is a better mana thing here. But, whatever. I wish you could cut these and actually make them real lands, because I would rather just play real lands than those, because we don't have anything with landfall. And I put the Royal Assassin back in. Get him out of there. But the Assassin's good against certain cards. I just don't think I can replace anything in the deck for it. The way that I feel like this operates here is that these cards don't count as lands. So when the deck goes, oh, we give them a land every so many turns, that these are just not part of them. So you can either get flooded, or you can start a hand with 4 basic lands and never see any other lands, period. But it's Magic. Sometimes that's just the way the world works. But this is a really strong deck, probably one of the better decks, if not the best deck in the format. Um, enjoy it. It rapes. And if you guys have any questions about the deck, any questions about picks that I didn't explain well enough, don't feel bad about asking in the comments. I appreciate comments. I love comments. I like reading them. And if you have a moment, if you could leave a like, I would appreciate it very much. And I will see you guys next time.